So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of our F1 Manager Team Lotus save here on the channel. Now if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch that because there were signs of improvement in Melbourne. Now, okay, we finished in P14 and P17, that's not the best, but we saw some good overtaking. We saw the fact that at one bit we managed to stay with Ferrari for a little while. So it's small positives, but we are getting there. Max Verstappen did win that Grand Prix. Just to bring you up to date with the standings, of course, Ferrari are leading the constructors from Red Bull and McLaren. We are still pointless. Driver standings-wise, Charles Leclerc is leading from by 4 points to Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz in P3 and Lando Norris in P4. Now, interestingly, let's have a little look at what is happening because we are manufacturing a new underfloor, which is going to be ready for Saturday qualifying. We only are going to have one of them available, and it's got to be said because Liam Lawson is possibly the most demoralised person at Team Lotus at the moment. I can't seem to get him on the right track at the minute. He's negative about me. He's negative about the team performance. And it's got to be said, a lot of his mistakes are contributing to the poor team performance. So it's got to be said, Enzo Fittipaldi is going to get the underfloor, the new underfloor first and foremost. What else have we got to bring you up to date with? Facilities-wise, we are continuing to upgrade the design centre. That should be ready in a little while. And once this front wing car park development is done as well, we are then going to build another new front wing, and then that'll give us a maximum upgrade. We're being economical with our upgrades this year as we look to improve our facilities. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes at this moment in time. We've just spent a lot of time on the pit crew development. This is the first time, but I've customized all this to give us the maximum opportunity because we had a really bad pit stop in the last race. So there's a hell of a lot going on between episodes, but this we head to Suzuka in Japan. Now I like this circuit, 53 laps around here. First Grand Prix in 1987. We are expecting rain on Saturday before a dry race on Sunday. Car attributes, medium and high speed cornering. We're pretty decent at this. I'm hopeful for this weekend. It is a 2-stop normally. You can try a 1-stop as well. But that all being said, I'm going to get through practice and I'll see you in qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. Final laps then in Q1. Liam Lawson needs a decent lap here. He sends himself P6. Liam Lawson and Fittipaldi with the new underfloor. Let's see what he can do here. I reckon we got the best of the track conditions with Fittipaldi. I think he's safe anyway, but let's see what he can do as he comes up to the line. P6 for Fittipaldi. It's looking promising for Team Lotus so far this weekend. On to Q2. Liam Lawson then probably on his final flying lap because this should be getting the best of the conditions now for Liam Lawson. He's green through the first and second sectors. It's been a difficult qualifying so far with the rain, trying to be out on track at the right time. But as that Team Lotus car comes flying round the final corner, what can Liam Lawson do? Remember, with the original spec, he goes P8. Fittipaldi now is on his outlap. Now, can he possibly improve? We've got drivers locking up. We've got a lot happening. We'll come back when Fittipaldi's about to cross the line. And Fittipaldi, it must be said, he's not having the best of times here because with 1 minute 44 to go, he's in P11. And remember, he's got the new spec Lotus at this moment in time. Fittipaldi coming round the final corner on the intermediate tyres. Is he going to make up enough time in sector 3 to do it? He isn't. And Fittipaldi is out in Q2. There is one car in Q3, and it's Liam Lawson. And well, ladies and gentlemen, now this is a turn up because Liam Lawson, I don't think, has managed to cross the line in time. And I think Liam Lawson actually is going to be in P10. We tried to send him out. We tried to get the best of the positions and he just couldn't make it out in time. To be fair, I think P10 were probably the maximum anyway. But as we go towards the end now, Verstappen also didn't set a time. We were thinking that Verstappen were going to go out at the very last minute. We were going to follow him. Didn't quite manage to get around. But Liam Lawson in P10. Lando Norris is on pole. Verstappen P9. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, something very strange has also just happened in the fact that Fittipaldi, for some reason, has just taken a 22-place grid penalty. I am not sure why. We've not put any fresh engine components in that were outside the original scope. So I'm totally confused to that. Liam Lawson starting in P10, Fittipaldi in P22 now. We are going to split the strategy slightly. Liam Lawson's going to be on soft, medium, softs, whereas Fittipaldi's going to be on soft, soft, medium. I fancy Fittipaldi to come through the field quite well here. But yeah, very, very strange indeed. But P10, P22, let's see what we can do.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. Amidst the noise and fanfare of the occasion, a crucial moment now to concentrate.
Sitting in 22nd with a long and difficult race lying ahead, sure to be a test of resilience and patience.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? The drivers are warmed up, they're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go, and straight away we are looking at Lando Norris off pole position. Is he going to manage to keep it? He isn't sure. Leclerc manages to. We're going to push on the fuel, of course, for the first lap or two, and also deploy on the ERS, because I think really that's the best way to do it. It must be said, Liam Lawson down to P11 at the moment, still fighting with Lance Stroll. I think most people are starting on the soft compound tyre, apart from Max Verstappen, who is on the mediums. Meanwhile, Fittipaldi's already gained one position, shooting past Logan Sargent, but he's got a lot of overtaking to do today as Fittipaldi. Are we going to see any safety cars today? We didn't see any at the Albert Park circuit in Australia. Maybe we will see some today, but Leclerc leads us away from Sainz. Lando Norris had a shocking start down to P3, Piastri in P4, Lawson in P11, and Fittipaldi P21. First of many overtakes today, and Fittipaldi looking at the back of the Kick Sauber. I believe it's Zhou Guanyu. Lovely move down the inside, that as you like it. Nice and easy from Enzo Fittipaldi. Now up into P20 now. He's now got Valtteri Bottas in front of him. I fancy Fittipaldi to come through the field today. Let me make a prediction now, ladies and gentlemen. Fittipaldi is going to finish above Lawson today. That'd be a shock. Fittipaldi overtaking another Kick Sauber, and this is down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Lovely work into that left-hander, and Fittipaldi gets past him. He's now got the Alpine in front of him. We'll have a look at which Alpine that is. Mega, he likes that saying. It's Mega when Fittipaldi makes an overtake. Now he's got Esteban Ocon in front of him. He's just slightly dropped out of DRS at the moment as Fittipaldi, so we're going to give him the hurry up now a little bit, just to try and get back in the DRS of Gasly, of Ocon. And then Magnussen's also got a mechanical fault, so that should play into Fittipaldi's hands as well. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson doing just enough at this moment in time to stay in the DRS of Daniel Ricciardo. He might have just lost it, actually. He hasn't. He's still in the DRS of Daniel Ricciardo. So Lawson doing enough, Fittipaldi doing enough. We're working hard. This might just be a highlight reel of Fittipaldi overtakes today. We are looking at the back of Fittipaldi's car, which is quite interesting when he's making an overtake of someone in front of him. But Fittipaldi getting past Gasly very nicely indeed there. He's enjoying himself today, Fittipaldi. He's liking this new underfloor. To be fair, it's a very nice underfloor, as you will see at some point. But Fittipaldi now on the back of Ocon. Once he gets past him, he's got Magnussen that's struggling. But here goes Enzo Fittipaldi into 130R. Is he going to make a move into 130R? He's had a look at it on the back of the Alpine. He's still having a look at it at this moment in time. Can't quite make the move, but with DRS he might be able to make it shortly. Meanwhile, Lawson is closing in on the back of Daniel Ricciardo. DRS wide open, and Liam Lawson is going to make the overtake. Lovely work by Liam Lawson. Overtakes Daniel Ricciardo, and he's now up into the point scoring positions in P10. Fittipaldi, we're going to keep an eye on this, because he's overtaking Esteban Ocon, and we've seen that one live as well into the double right-hander, and he's now on the back of Kevin Magnussen. Then he's got a 1.4 second gap to Albon, and then I think with an undercut, Fittipaldi might be in a decent position here, and it's got to be said, he's looking after his tyres a lot better than Lawson at this moment in time. We've just got the call on the radio that Piastri's got damaged, but Enzo Fittipaldi has got past Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen's having a torrid time in that Haas, it must be said. Maybe he'd like to be the elder statesman alongside a young Brazilian driver. Enzo Fittipaldi, I feel good. He certainly does. We'll have a bit of James Brown on later. But Liam Lawson just dropping now back behind Daniel Ricciardo. They seem to be sharing DRS at this point in time. Might be a good opportunity to charge up a little bit of battery this as well, Liam Lawson. But we're just going to keep an eye on how this progresses at the moment. But Liam Lawson and Ricciardo sharing DRS, working together at this moment in time. Fittipaldi now has his sights on Alexander Albon. Liam Lawson seems to flatter to deceive. Yuki Tsunoda has just got the move done here. Let's have a little look at this one. I think he's into the final chicane, he does it. Let's have a look. He certainly is. He gets the move done into 130R, no less. Lovely move from the home driver in Yuki Tsunoda. Disappointing for Lawson, but now he has got DRS again on a Visa Cash App Red Bull. But yeah, Lawson seems to have the pace, then very much doesn't. Seems to be struggling a little bit at this moment in time. Fittipaldi, on the other hand, is chasing down Alexander Albon. We'll have a rundown in a couple of laps' time. Kevin Magnussen, I said, was having a torrid time in that Haas, and let's have a look what's happened here, because I think there's been a crash on circuit and he has gone careering into the barriers. Magnussen looks to be out of the Japanese Grand Prix. Whether he can recover that car, I'm not too sure. Lawson now in P12. He's lost the RS on Tsunoda. It's not looking good at all for Lawson. We're trying to keep an eye on what exactly is going wrong here with Liam Lawson, but he just doesn't seem to have the pace. Fittipaldi is catching Albon at a rate of knots. I'm quite unsure as to why we got this grid penalty, because I think without that, Fittipaldi would be in a much stronger position at this moment. Liam Lawson, we're going to think about changing the strategy for him. Oh, Liam Lawson is just going backwards and backwards. He's now got Lewis Hamilton behind him. He's not got any problems with his car, but my word, he's got some problems with his driving, because Lewis Hamilton now is past him. And I've got to say, this is as disappointing as performance as it has been at the start of this season. If this was in a Red Bull, my word, he'd be in trouble. Charles Leclerc is leading on lap 10 from Carlos Sainz. Piastri's in P3, then comes Verstappen in P4, Norris P5, Perez is in P6, then comes Alonso, Russell, Stroll and Ricciardo. Lawson, starting in P10, is now in P14, and Enzo Fittipaldi is only 3.2 seconds behind him, despite starting at the back of the grid. This is very poor indeed. Enzo is faster than you. Liam Lawson was told you let your teammate pass, because unfortunately, mate, you cannot score us any points today. We've actually changed his strategies coming in on the next couple of laps to go onto a medium, then a hard towards the end. Fittipaldi is making his tyres last. He's driving better. I can't believe the difference in these two drivers. We all expected Liam Lawson to be the main man, but Fittipaldi looks like the Team Lotus driver at this moment in time. He is now, in my opinion, and let me know down in the comments, he is in the #1 car at this moment in time, is Fittipaldi. But Lawson now is dropped straight out of the DRS range. He's coming in the next lap. Liam Lawson into the pits, and a 2.5 second pit stop for Liam Lawson. We just missed it, actually. But Liam Lawson now coming out of the pits onto clean air on the fresh medium compounder tyre. This is really the only chance we saw with Liam Lawson today of doing something. He's not been very good so far. Let's hope now on the medium compound tyres he's a bit more comfortable. Fittipaldi, on the other hand, is going to be coming in possibly on the next lap. Fittipaldi is coming into the pits because we are going to try the undercut on Nico Hülkenberg. We see this as a big opportunity to get Fittipaldi in, get him out on the fresh soft compound tyres, and then try and attack the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg. We can see Hamilton's probably had the same idea. Ocon's in as well, as is Albon. I think we've timed this just right with Enzo Fittipaldi. Let's have a decent stop, guys. Do not mess up Fittipaldi here. Is it a decent stop? 2.7 seconds. We'll take it as it's a solid stop, that, from the Team Lotus guys. We don't want any more errors today. Sargent, where is Logan Sargent? Coming down the start finish straight. And I think Fittipaldi is going to be in front of his teammate. Fantastic from Fittipaldi. He's going to be out P16. Liam Lawson's still being told you do not attack your teammate. Don't you dare, because Fittipaldi's the man that could get us some points today. Lap 16. First stop's done for Team Lotus. Fittipaldi has got Logan Sargent. Let's have a little look at this. I don't understand why we've got a backward camera when we're making an overtake, but we have, and we've got him into the final chicane. Beautiful work from him. Lawson also gets past him in a minute. I am mega now. Fittipaldi is feeling this Lotus car. He's feeling this Lotus team, and he's 2.9 seconds now. I think we've probably got the gap to Hülkenberg down. We are motoring on now with Fittipaldi. It's gorgeous to see at this moment in time. They're in an optimal window of the tyres. We're going to push on the fuel. It's all looking very, very promising for Enzo Fittipaldi. Now, this is going to be very interesting because Hülkenberg was one that we were looking at to undercut, as Fittipaldi's now behind Gasly as well. So Hülkenberg comes into the pits. Is it a decent stop from the Haas guys? It looks to be not bad. Now, where is Fittipaldi? He's got DRS down the start finish straight. To say he's undercut Hülkenberg would be an understatement, because that is beautiful work from Fittipaldi, pushing on, overtaking Gasly while he's at it as well. And now, have we got anybody in front that's not pit yet? Still Lance Stroll's not pit, Alonso's not pit. We're up into P13 and chasing down Yuki Tsunoda. Liam Lawson, 1.6 seconds now gap to Pierre Gasly, but Fittipaldi doing some wonderful work at the moment. Liam Lawson's made an overtake, and this time it's DRS assisted on Pierre Gasly. Lovely work from Liam Lawson, managing to get him into turn 1. Got the job done before the braking zone. Fair play to Liam. He's looked a little bit better, it must be said, on these medium compounded tyres. So Liam Lawson there managing to get past Gasly. Fittipaldi is closing in on Lance Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo. I still think we can do something here with Fittipaldi today. A well-timed safety car, and who knows? It's lap 20. Most cars have pit, so we'll have a rundown of the top 10. It's signs from Leclerc. It's a Ferrari 1-2 with Verstappen in P3. Norris is then in P4. Piastri with a mechanical fault, just dropping down to P6 after Perez makes a lovely move into 130R. Russell in P7, Alonso P8, Hamilton P9, and Tsunoda in P10. Sainz, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Nico Hülkenberg is faster than Liam Lawson, and he must be said on them soft compound tyres. To be fair, Lawson might do alright towards the end here. He went onto the hards though at the end, it must be said. But Nico Hülkenberg getting the job done in turn 1 on that soft compounded tyre. And Nico Hülkenberg knows you've got fast, mate. So, yeah, we know he's fast. Fittipaldi sort of stagnating now at this moment in time. If we have a look at the lap times, a 1:35.8 plays 1:35.7 with Ricciardo. We're not really gaining on Ricciardo at this moment in time. His tyres are a little bit worse for wear as well. Kevin Magnussen's got damage. I think Kevin Magnussen's damaged every part of that Haas today. I mean, is it time not to just retire the car if you're Haas? I would suggest it possibly is, but Fittipaldi is still going strong here. Oh, Enzo Fittipaldi, you were doing so well, and then you've just gone and done this. You were coming up to the back of Kevin Magnussen, and the worst bit about that is it's not the time that he's lost. The worst bit about it is he's knackered his tyres up to 40%, and now he's going to have to go on to hards towards the end of the Grand Prix. Not what we wanted. Fittipaldi is coming in to the pits. He's had to come in for those hard compound tyres now. Liam Lawson, to be fair to him, he's making them mediums last a little bit longer. But Fittipaldi is into the box. There's nothing else we could do, unfortunately. It was going along nicely, but has had to pit for the hard compounded tyre now. Let's hope we get a decent pit stop. It's not looking like we're going to score points again today, but I must say we've shown a little bit of pace with Fittipaldi. And possibly when we get to the next Grand Prix, yeah, with this underfloor on both cars, I think you'd be feeling a little bit more confident. Pit stops have been fantastic, by the way. But Fittipaldi now coming out. Lawson still pushing on at this moment in time on those medium compounded tyre. But Fittipaldi comes out, P17, pit stop made onto the hard compounded tyre. Listen, let's see what he can do now. Fittipaldi, let's see what he can do on the hard compounded tyre. He's had good pace all weekend. You never know. We've got people locking up left, right and centre now, and Logan Sargent's the latest one to do so. Let's have a little look at this now. Logan Sargent into the left-hand edges, can't get the car stopped and carries straight on. Not good for Logan Sargent, but it must be said good for Fittipaldi, who's been on high aggression to get past Alexander Albon now, and we're going to try and push him on a little bit on these tyres because he seems to have it in hand. It must be said Liam Lawson's been conserving because he's going to be pitting the next lap to go onto the soft compound tyres towards the end. So Liam Lawson's actually managed to save his tyres a little bit in this last stint, but Liam Lawson coming in next lap. And into the pits comes Liam Lawson. He's had a decent middle stint there, Liam, on the old spec car. He's now going to drop down a little bit, but let's hope he gets a little bit of undercut on these soft compound tyres. Let's hope for a decent stop from the guys, which it looks to be an exceptional stop. 2.7, we'll take that all day long. If you've got to take the positives out of the weekend, pit stops, we are getting there. We are certainly getting there. But Liam Lawson, fantastic from him now. P18. Let's just see what he can do. Yellow flag on circuit. And we didn't get a replay, so I'm assuming it's nothing bad. It's, oh my God, it's Fittipaldi running wide. Let's have a look at what Fittipaldi's just done. I mean, that's possibly a faster line, so fair play to him. Has it knackered his tyres up? Not by too much. So we can take that. I don't mind him doing that. But now Liam Lawson, he can attack for a couple of likes, then he's going to have to really look after these tyres. Fittipaldi overtaking Esteban Ocon. Cockpit cam. He's drove well. He's overtaken well today. And I think he's been shafted a little bit by that grid penalty, which I don't think we should have had to take. But Fittipaldi has done well there into turn 1. We'll take that all day long. He's now driving in P13. The difficulty is now that Yuki Tsunoda's stopped. He's not going to make up the time on the people in front. A safety car is needed for Fittipaldi. Liam Lawson now looking after the tyres towards the end of this Grand Prix. It's pretty much as you were. There's a few pit stops left to make. We'll come back when everybody's pit. Kevin Magnussen has had one of the worst race weekends I've ever witnessed on any F1 Manager game. He's now got another mechanical fault. He must be about, let's have a look, where is he? He's just one lap down, to be fair to him. That's a few of them are. And we are noticing early doors in this game that the field spread is quite large. And there is a definite gap between the top teams and the bottom teams. I mean, look at Lewis Hamilton, 31 seconds behind Perez. That's incredible, isn't it? So yeah, we've got a couple more yet to pit and we'll come back. But P13 and P15 still. Trying to keep the tyres warm has been the problem. But on lap 41, we're going to have a full rundown. We've got Leclerc from Verstappen. Sainz in P3, Norris P4, then comes Piastri, Perez, Russell, Alonso, Hamilton in P9, then comes Tsunoda in P10. 2.6 seconds behind him is Lance Stroll, I would suggest would catch him. Ricciardo's now on fresh softs. Fittipaldi in P13. Looks like it's going to be unlucky for some. But at the moment, both cars trying to get the tyres warm mainly. But pushing on the fuel now. And I think that's basically going to be it unless there's a late safety car. We have got a virtual safety car, unfortunately, and it is Logan Sargent in the Williams. Let's have a look what he does here. Careering into the barriers. It's a shame it's not a full course safety car. A big swear word there from Logan Sargent. We're just going to harvest a little bit of ERS and everything now. Just conserve for a big push towards the end. We did consider pitting, but didn't think it was necessary. Yeah, disappointing really, because we could have done a little bit more there if it was a full course safety car. But at this moment in time, we'll come back when we're back to green flag running. Virtual safety car has ended. Right, time to push on for both our guys now. Hulkenberg 14 seconds behind. Yeah, as pretty much as you would expect. 15 seconds gap to Hulkenberg. Now Lawson could catch Hulkenberg. Final lap of the Grand Prix, and it must be said Charles Leclerc has done just enough today. 2.4 seconds gap to Verstappen. It's been fantastic for Ferrari once again, and as Charles Leclerc comes around the final chicane, it's incredible, this field spread, it must be said. But Charles Leclerc comes around the final corner, and fair play to him, he wins again. It's fantastic for Ferrari in Japan. Amazing. Well done, Charles Leclerc. Verstappen in P2, Sainz in P3. Did I mention it was fantastic for Ferrari? I think I did. Carlos Sainz in P3, Lando Norris P4. Piastri is going to come in 18 seconds behind his teammate in P5. Daniel Ricciardo's the first one of the lap ones to finish. And we're going to keep an eye on ENZO Fittipaldi, because what can we say about this man today? Got an undeserving grid penalty. Locked up and knackered his soft compound tyres up. I think it could have been very, very different for Fittipaldi today. He's shown some pace. And bearing in mind he started at the back of the grid and has finished in front of his teammate, I think you've got to give him a lot of credit. And we are going to come strong eventually. But yeah, Steins and Schultz of a more positive future, I think, as he crosses the line. And Liam Lawson hopefully shouldn't be too far behind, which he isn't. Comes around the final corner and finishes P15. Another race over. Let's get to the podium.
As always, there will be lots to talk about after that race, including the performance from the driver currently on our screens.
And with a 13th place finish, that sadly means there's no points to be claimed.
Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top 3 spot.
Deserving of that top 3 spot once again, Charles Leclerc. These Ferraris look incredibly strong so far early on this season, and Max Verstappen is looking a little bit glum, it must be said. But Charles Leclerc wins from Max Verstappen, who gained 7 places on the day. Sainz in P3, then came Norris, Piastri, Perez, George Russell in P7, Fernando Alonso in P8, and then came Hamilton in P9 and Stroll in P10. ENZO Fittipaldi gained 9 positions on the day. Just keep that in mind. Liam Lawson dropped 5. Liam Lawson has qualified in the top 10 in the last 2 races and finished outside the points on both counts. Kevin Magnussen might as well have retired. Logan Sargent did. Driver standings wise, Charles Leclerc finished in P1 on the driver's standings, Max Verstappen in P2 and Carlos Sainz in P3. And we can see that both our guys at this moment in time have got no points. Constructors standings wise, Ferrari are top on 150 points, Red Bull in P2, McLaren in P3. Then there's a big gap to Mercedes in P4. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed that. We are getting there. The pit stops are very good, it must be said. Please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one. Ta-ra.